Good evening, welcome to the Pearl Report. I'm Diana Lin. In a hectic and expensive city like Hong Kong, keeping your own family afloat can be mentally and materially taxing. Yet, as producer Yvonne Lou reports, some have chosen to foster or to adopt needy kids, even when they have children of their own, and to the benefit of all parties concerned.
John and Lisa Del Favero have 6 children aged 12 and up. David, Janae, Kaylee, Heidi, Peter, and another daughter who's studying overseas.
Over a time, I just felt our family wasn't complete. We both really felt that adoption was right for our family at that time. So we applied to adopt, and we're blessed with 2 little boys.
Kevin, now 10, and Simon, 8, joined the family as babies.
Our children, they all take care of babies. And actually, they said to us several years ago, can we adopt another baby?
Lisa, an American, and John from New Zealand moved to Hong Kong 25 years ago, shortly after getting married, and raised their family here.
To keep growing our family in a permanent way is difficult for me to take that responsibility for the next 20 years. They just come back, just retreat.
As you get older, it just becomes harder, maybe less energy or time.
So 2 years ago, Lisa and John thought of being foster parents instead.
We need to stop our own family size growing.
Whereas with fostering, you have them for a short time and you can really invest in them and then let them go on to another family who can give them the best for the rest of their life.
This would be a good way our family could make a difference.
We wanted to do it as a family and not just the parents doing it.
If they weren't supportive or didn't want to be involved, then we didn't feel we could do it.
Lisa then applied to the Social Welfare Department to become a foster family, with herself as the main caregiver.
We didn't mind special needs. We did say we probably wanted, in a sense, an easier case. We don't want to invite a child in and then not be able to take care of them or meet the needs or be able to do fully what this child would need us to do.
Process took many months.
When we receive a referral, we will look in the home pool to see which kind of home that may have this kind of strength or ability to take care of this special child.
The Del Faveros were assessed to be financially and mentally qualified to be a foster family. Lisa is a full-time mom. The family lives in a multi-story house on Cove Hill.
We will arrange a meeting to see whether they fit each other's needs, and then if both of them feel comfortable to receive each other.
The family met X, a months-old boy with Down syndrome.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's just beautiful. It's just wanting to embrace this child. Knowing anything about his family, that's okay. We just know right now he needs a family and he needs to be loved, and that's what we're here to do.
For all of our family. The gift has arrived, you know.
The government stopped us filming or naming the baby because it says the adoption ordinance forbids any advertisement indicating that the parent or guardian of an infant desires to cause the infant to be adopted.
We've had enough babies come home that we know what we're getting into. As far as taking care of a baby, then there's subtle differences because maybe special needs.
For the past 2 years, the family has been bringing X to the hospital for physical and mental therapies.
Give you understanding of how you can help develop his muscles and strengthen his fingers, his hands, and his feet. Physically, his development is delayed quite significantly. It's helped me understand kids with special needs. It's not a fearful thing anymore.
Having a child with special needs as well has really taught our kids, you know, we need to accept and love people for who they are. We have a greater understanding of the treasures that are within them.
It feels largely the same. They have the same needs that to be met, like being fed, being loved, and being cared for. And so, yeah, we're all able to do that.
Children with Down syndrome, they need lots of stimulation, and I think our house provides a lot of that.
When he first came to us, he was very quiet. He showed no emotion at all. Just after being with us for 2 years, he's just so much more emotional. He laughs, he smiles. If he doesn't want something, he lets you know. He's very stubborn.
We've really seen him flourish in this family environment.
Family care will be what we prefer is the more suitable for the younger children. For those older children, maybe social workers will recommend an institution because sometimes foster parents may worry that it will be beyond their capacity to handle their teenage behavioral problem.
Even our youngest, who is now 8, who was just turned 6 at the time, was always treated as the baby of the family. But when the foster child came along, the foster child was a baby, and so our youngest had to grow up.
Because it's really a privilege to watch over him and get more experience from watching him.
You get to learn how to take care of someone and play with them and learn how to help love people.
I've never taken care of a baby, and so I had to get experience to learn.
It's been really cool just to see all of them take more responsibility and look after him if he starts to cry when he's playing or if he's by himself.
The family dynamics of having a larger family where the parents aren't the sole center of attention to the child. The children themselves interact with each other.
Just have more hands to be able to help. And so if one of us is busy, we can share the responsibility.
Definitely a win-win situation. For the foster child, get a loving family environment in which they can grow and flourish and learn to attach. And then as a family yourself, you grow and you're enriched.
Hong Kong has 938 foster homes and 919 foster children in placement. 36 are still waiting.
Seems to be getting more and more difficult to look for foster families because there may be no extra bed space for children, even they want to take care of extra child. And also, nowadays women have more working opportunities, or even if they prefer to stay at home, they may not have the interest to take care of extra children.
To Lisa and John, parenting is a lifelong lesson.
All of our children have been a real joy to us. It's like a big adventure. On-the-job training. Lisa's probably the best mother in the world as far as I'm concerned to be able to manage, multitask with so many children.
Probably one of the most rewarding things you can do, and probably also one of the hardest. But it's so worth it.
We're not perfect parents, but we learn together, we grow together.
Hong Kong has emergency foster care, which government data last year showed averaged 4 months, and ordinary care stretching to 4 years. X is in ordinary care, which might mean he has 2 years left with the Delveveros.
It's a temporary situation. You don't know how long it will last.
You know that he was never going to stay in the first place, so you've always been preparing yourself, but it's still going to hurt.
For our parents, like when you're raising a kid, you know that they're going to leave anyways and have their own family. The only difference with the foster child is that it just happens a bit earlier.
Even though they're so young, you still learn so much from it, even for such a short time.
Among the 151 foster kids discharged from the foster care system last year, 26 were adopted, 88 reunited with their birth family, 3 started living independently, and 34 went to other residential care services.
What we were trying to do is just to help him love and be loved. And I think we've achieved that as a family. And we know that we're not his forever family. And his forever family is going to be the best family for him.
I think there's a good chance that that we'll do that again. It's really exciting. Yeah, just cool to see the foster kid growing and learning more.
When we come back, building a permanent family through adoption.
So many children already alive that are crying out for mums and dads. We want to be mums and dads.
And how to tell your kids they're adopted.
If they had never told me my whole life, my first instinct would just be like betrayal.
Stay with us.